It's 3 You're staring at the ceiling, wide awake. Not because you had too much coffee, but because your brain is on overdrive imagining every possible financial emergency. Your car sputters to a stop. Your laptop dies during an important project. You wake to a layoff email, or your pet suddenly needs surgery. Here's a sobering fact. According to the Federal Reserve, nearly 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense with cash. If that's ever been you, what would your life be like if this late-night anxiety just disappeared? There's actually a specific dollar amount that flips the switch. A milestone far more important than the first $100,000 and within reach for nearly everyone. It's $10,000. How does hitting this target not only change your bank account, but rewire your brain, lower your stress hormones, and unlock a chain reaction of better decisions? In the next 25 minutes, I'll prove why $10,000 is the hidden breakthrough for normal people, down to the step-by-step system, neuroscience, and real case stories. And I'll show you exactly how to get there, even if saving $100 is a battle right now. Stay with me, because by the end you won't just know the number, you'll know exactly how to make it yours. Before we unlock the actual steps and psychology behind your first $10,000, let's get painfully real about what life feels like without it. Picture this. You're at the grocery store, phone out, frantically tapping through your mobile banking app to check if buying name-brand cereal will overdraft your account, or calculating if a $25 dinner out will completely shatter your budget for the week. This isn't a one-bad-month problem. It's the daily reality for millions living paycheck to paycheck, where every purchase is a calculation and every surprise expense is a crisis in waiting. But here's the plot twist. There's a reason why a $10,000 cushion transforms more than just your account balance. Both science and psychology back it up. The first real game changer in your financial life is not a six-figure net worth, fancy car, or absurd stock market returns. It's building your first $10,000 in liquid savings. Let's break down exactly why, and more importantly, how you can get there, step by step, even if you think it's impossible right now. First things first, when you have nothing put away, every decision feels risky. Taking a new job, moving cities, buying a plane ticket. It all feels like walking a tightrope over a canyon. But cross the $10,000 milestone, and suddenly your relationship with risk, stress, and opportunity shifts dramatically. Here's the science. Neuroscientists have proven that seeing a five-figure bank balance physically reduces cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. That means real chemical changes in your brain that make you calmer, more patient, and better equipped for life's curveballs. According to a 2023 Northwestern Mutual study, 54% of Americans say financial anxiety negatively impacts their mental health. Yet that number drops by nearly half in people with a robust emergency fund. Imagine the ripple effect if you're no longer panicking over a $700 car repair or a surprise medical bill. Now let's anchor this transformation in a practical, repeatable system you can follow. I call it the 5 Steps to $10,000 framework. I'll walk you through each phase, drop in real-life stories, point out common mistakes, and at every step, give you an actionable micro-win. Plus, I'll keep circling back to the numbers, so you know exactly how your actions add up. Ready? Let's dive in with Step 1. Step 1. Identity shift. Become the person who saves. Here's where most people mess up. They treat saving as a crash diet. Starve your spending for a few months, stash every extra dollar, and expect overnight results. But real, lasting change starts with how you see yourself. The breakthrough. Stop thinking, "I'm someone who tries to save," and start thinking, "I'm the type of person who always saves, every single month, no matter what." This identity shift rewires your brain's filter. Suddenly, you start seeing savings opportunities everywhere, fewer impulse dinners, more creative side income ideas, even little recurring charges you can cut. A fascinating Princeton study showed that people who strongly identify as savers are 2.5 times more likely to reach their savings goals than those who don't. Let me tell you about Sam, a subscriber who emailed me last year. Sam made $37,000 a year, had never managed more than $500 in savings, but started with one simple habit, setting aside $20 every Friday, just $80 a month at first. The magic: after 3 months, Sam noticed the habit got easier, not harder. Why? Because every week reinforced his new identity, not as someone struggling to save, but as a real saver. By month 8, Sam was up to $150 a month, and by month 12, he'd saved over $1,300 more than he'd managed in his entire adult life. Ask yourself right now, do I see myself as a saver, or as someone always just trying? Your answer determines your ceiling. Take a second, comment your answer below. Even if your goal is only $500, that public commitment is your first micro win. Data check. According to the TIAA Institute, Americans with a stated savings identity are 40% less likely to struggle with routine expenses. So, step 1 is about the mental game, but step 2 is where the snowball starts rolling. Think forming the right mindset is the hardest part. Wait until you see step 2, the piece that makes savings automatic. Step 2. Automate your savings to remove willpower. Once your brain's in the right gear, let's make savings effortless. According to a Charles Schwab survey, people who automate their savings are 76% more likely to hit major milestones. Here's what automation really looks like. Set up a recurring transfer, even $10 or $20 a week, from your main checking into a separate, preferably high-yield savings account. Ideally at a different bank so it's out of sight, out of mind. If your job allows, split your direct deposit so part goes directly into savings. The point. Saving should happen with zero willpower required. That's how you build momentum and avoid decision fatigue, that constant grind of having to ask, can I afford this? Should I move this money today? Quick story. Sarah, another Money Masters community member, made $41,000 a year and started with $50 a month on auto transfer. 6 months later, she'd saved $2,500 without feeling sacrificed out. Why? Because she never saw the money, so she never missed it. She even called it her invisibility account. Have you ever set up an auto transfer, even for $5 or $10? If you haven't, pause right now and open your banking app. It takes 2 minutes and you've just taken massive action. If you have, each comment below how much you're automating, monthly or weekly. Let's inspire each other. Per the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, automatic savers reach their emergency fund goals 54% faster than manual savers. That's step 2 automation. But what if you feel stuck? Even with the right mindset and tools. Step 3 solves the "but my budget's too tight" problem. Is your paycheck just too squeezed to save more? Step 3 exposes the hidden numbers nearly everyone misses and how to reroute them. Step 3. Audit your spending, redirect 1/3 of invisible expenses. Here's the brutal math. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spends over $3,000 each year on coffee, takeout, and convenience buys. Think drive-through runs, on-demand streaming. Those $2.99 app charges, that's $250 a month just on extras. You don't need to scrap every treat from your budget. Instead, the 1/3 rule. Identify your top 3 invisible expense categories and commit to reducing that total by 1/3 for 90 days. Example, if you're spending $60 a month on takeout, aim to drop it to $40. If you're at $120 a month for subscriptions, cut to $80 or trim the most redundant ones. The numbers matter. Shaving off just $83 a month gets you to $1,000 in a year. $250 a month, and you're at over $3,000 a year. Stack that with your auto transfer, and you're suddenly on track for $10,000 in under 3 years on the same income. Joe, another viewer, did exactly this. He started with 0 savings but tracked his weekly spending for 1 month and realized his justified online shopping stacked up to $320. By cutting 1/3 and redirecting $100 a month into his savings account, he hit $1,200 extra by the end of the year, just from finding and redirecting invisible cash. This is often the real inflection point. Once you see the numbers, there's no unseeing them. If you've done a spending audit or found your own invisible summa into savings, share your story below. So many in our community have light bulb moments right here. A 2022 Bankrate report found that the average American could potentially free up to 10% of their take-home pay by simply auditing and adjusting recurring convenience spending. That's up to $300 a month for a $36,000 net income. But what if life goes sideways? You hit a medical bill, lose a job, or your car throws a tantrum. Step 4 is where we flip your savings from theoretical to real-world armor. Step 4. Cover emergencies and buy yourself breathing room. Let's get brutally specific. Most common emergencies: car trouble, $500 to $3,000, urgent medical visits. Sudden job loss can be fully or mostly covered by your $10,000 stash. This isn't just about feeling good. According to the Federal Reserve, the median unexpected expense in the past year was $1,400. Hit your first $10,000, and you're effectively shielded from everyday calamities that would throw most people into a debt spiral. But here's the kicker. Most people with real emergency funds don't actually end up spending that money. That's called the emergency fund effect. Knowing you can cover trouble makes you more likely to invest in opportunities, certification, classes, side hustles, or even helping a friend launch a business because you're not running scared. Let me give you a peek behind the scenes. One Money Masters subscriber, Anna, wrote in that the single biggest benefit of hitting $10,000 wasn't avoiding catastrophe. It was finally saying yes to a $1,700 online course that paid for itself in a single raise 3 months later. She didn't spend her savings, she leveraged it. That's the peace of mind dividend money can't buy. Here's one of my favorite quotable concepts for you. $10,000 isn't just a number, it's peace of mind you can actually measure. The real wealth is sleeping well at night. $10,000 may be your ticket. CNBC reports that 95% of Americans face a major unexpected expense every 3 years. But those with at least $5,000 saved are twice as likely to recover without adding debt. Have you ever used your emergency fund, even for a flat tire or doctor visit? How did it change your stress level? Drop your story below. Your comments help others see that these moments are real, not just theory. Up through step 4, we've moved from mindset to habit, to tactics, to emotional payoff. But step 5 is where you create unstoppable momentum and get the tools to keep going, even after hitting $10,000. Want your savings to keep growing on autopilot, without burnout or cheating yourself out of fun? Step 5 is your finishing move. Step 5. Use a tracking system and build your next blueprint. The last barrier most people face isn't a lack of willpower. It's not knowing where they are in the journey, losing steam, or letting habits slip when life gets busy again. That's why 86% of people who track their progress weekly hit major financial goals, compared to just 44% who set and forget. Here's what I built for myself, and now share with my Money Masters community, a simple but powerful $10,000 power-up tracker. It tells you, here's exactly how much to save each month, here's how close you are, and here's how to speed it up. Research from Harvard shows that visual goal tracking boosts success rates by 78% because it taps into both accountability and your brain's craving for progress signals. It's the same reason fitness apps work better than vague resolutions. With a tracker, each $100 chunk feels like real momentum. Download my free $10,000 Power-Up Savings Tracker links in the description so you can start today. Plug in your own numbers, see your growth curve, and use the milestone alerts to keep yourself pumped as those 4-figure commas add up. According to nudge theory studies, people using automated trackers are 3 times more likely to reach their goal amount in under 3 years versus non-trackers. If you hit any major savings milestone, $500, $1,000, or more, share your win below right now. Someone needs to hear your story. You'll find being part of a community is its own superpower. Let me pause to recap with a real-life before and after moment. When you cross $10,000, what actually changes? Yes, you sleep better. You walk into job interviews with real confidence, because you're not desperate. And you become the person who shops for what you want, not just what you can barely afford. But the biggest shift is invisible. Decision fatigue fades. Mental energy gets redirected to bigger goals, and you stop leaking money on emergencies. Would you rather have $10,000 for peace of mind right now, or scramble for decades? Never quite able to breathe. Forget a six-figure salary. A five-figure cushion is what changes everything. I had a subscriber named Lee who emailed me this. For years, my bank balance looked like a phone number from the 1950s. But once I got to $10,000 by automating, tracking, and auditing with your system, I realized I was making better decisions everywhere. Negotiating raises, dumping toxic expenses, even being a better friend and spouse because I wasn't always anxious. That single number changed everything. Not because I spent it, but because I didn't have to. Now let's get practical. Where do you stash your $10,000? Stick to simple. FDIC-insured high-yield savings accounts, separate from your checking, so you're not tempted to. Borrow it from yourself. A few favorites: Ally, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, or Capital One 360. If rates are above 4% APY, that's free money on $10,000. That's $400 a year in interest. And here's a crucial, realistic checkpoint. $10,000 doesn't make you rich. It won't let you travel the world endlessly or splurge on designer gadgets. But what it will do is buy you breathing room, the power to say no to desperation, to slow down and shop a better deal, to be selective about your next job. That space is the foundation of every good financial decision you'll ever make. If you're thinking $10,000 sounds impossible, take the numbers apart. Start with $50 a month. That's $600 a year. Add side hustle income. Even $100 a month from occasional freelance gigs or driving apps. And spend audits. And most people can find at least $100 a month to redirect. At $200 a month, you're at $10,000 in about 4 years. At $350 a month, you're under 3 years. The real goal is not speed, it's momentum. And most importantly, don't chase perfection. Many of my subscribers started at $5 or $10 a week. The power is in consistency, not size. If life throws you off lost job, medical bill, whatever you pause and restart, that's real life. Let's do a final recap of your 5 steps to $10,000. 1. Identity shift. Become a saver by habit, not just intention. 2. Automation makes saving automatic and invisible. 3. Spending audit. Cut 1/3 of convenience expenses and reroute them. 4. Emergency armor. Understand and leverage your $10,000 as a stress shield. And opportunity trigger. 5. Tracking. Use my free $10,000 power-up tracker to keep momentum so your next $10,000 comes even faster. Every dollar you save is a vote for your future self. Every step you take is one less 3 a.m. panic session and one more day of financial freedom. If this video unlocked clarity or motivation for you, screenshot the 5-step framework. Share it with a friend who's stuck in the paycheck cycle. The transformation from $0 to $10,000 isn't about wealth, it's about sleeping well, thinking better, and opening new doors you never saw before. What's your number 1 question, roadblock, or tip for hitting $10,000? Drop it below, because every comment helps someone like you smash through that goal. And quick reminder, all numbers and examples in this framework are for education. Results will vary based on your income, expenses, and consistency. This isn't financial advice. Always consult a professional for your specific situation. Quick recap. We broke down why the $10,000 milestone matters. It's not about status, but peace of mind. You learned the exact 5 steps. Shift your identity, automate savings, audit and redirect invisible spending, use your $10,000 as emotional and financial armor, and track your progress so you never lose steam. These aren't theoretical. They're proven with real numbers and real stories from the Money Masters community. Here's what to do next. First, set up your first auto transfer today, even $10. That starts your habit. Next, use my free $10,000 power-up tracker, download in the description. To plot your monthly targets, stick with it for a full month and watch the progress become visible. Over the next 90 days, pick one major invisible expense category and cut it by at least a third. Reroute those savings right into your tracker and share your milestone, whether it's $500, $1,000, or your eventual $10,000 below, or with a friend for accountability. You'll start seeing results fast. The first sense of relief comes after your emergency buffer covers one unexpected bill often. Within a few months, after 6 to 12 months, you'll see how momentum compounds, your anxiety drops, your options grow, and your next $10,000 feels genuinely doable. Most experience a mindset transformation even before hitting the full number, so track every little win. Don't forget your final moves for today. 1. Comment now with your current savings goal or win. 2. Screenshot the 5-step framework or share this video with someone who needs practical hope, not just another motivational pep talk. 3. Download the $10,000 power-up tracker for free link in the description and subscribe for next week's deep dive on side hustle strategies to boost savings even faster. Your future self is counting on it. This education is based on proven principles, but your situation is unique. Results vary. No investment advice here. For personalized plans, or if you're facing big financial choices, always consult a certified professional. You don't need to feel trapped by money stress. You just need a system, community. And the first $10,000, let's get you sleeping better, starting tonight.